Uh, Robby, I guess in general, just could you talk about what it was like being back out there again today after missing some time, and kind of what led you to make the decision you did about being away?
I mean, I felt like, personally, you know, not going on my 6th year, and then, judging like last year, I know how to. I feel like I'm like to the point of my career. I know how to get myself ready. You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't like, nothing against the team or nothing like that. I'm just trying to like. I feel like capitalize on the time in the off season. I feel like it was like the work I was putting in with my trainer. I was on a good program. You know what I'm saying? I didn't really want to step away from that, from a personal aspect. And my coaches and nobody had a problem with it. So I just felt like I wasn't doing that wrong. I was working. You know what I'm saying? So
What was your emphasis in those workouts? I mean, what were you focused on trying to get better at during that time?
I don't want to really disclose my personal goals and things like that. I'd rather show.
Okay, we'll go ahead and we'll go to Elena.
Hey, Robby. I was just curious for you, with the entire team coming back, were there times at all that you were like, oh, I wish I was out there? Or was it kind of like you wanted to stick to this plan and it was, constant throughout?
I mean, I feel like, at the end of the day, the season is what like really like is what the real goal is. That's what we win at. And it's not like nothing against nothing. That's just, my honest opinion. So, I know like mandatory minicamp was gonna come up, and then, training camp and the season and things like that. So I feel like my presence when I'm here is like, it's felt and things like that. And I know like I was working. It's not like I was just sitting around doing nothing. So, or like doing a whole bunch of this and that. So I mean, nobody on within the building and the guys have no issue with everybody's happy to see me and didn't express that. So, I'm just trying to, I know the best that I am, the better I can be to everybody in my life and team and things like that.
And then I know DJ said he kept in touch with you almost daily. Was he anything in particular he was telling you about how things were going while you were away?
No, I mean, not like too much. We communicate. I'm not going to disclose our personal brothership.
All right, David Newton.
Hey, Robby, good to see you. Sorry, I had my mic off. Wanted to ask you about being reunited with Sam and what's that like, and the follow up on that. What do you think it'll do for Sam to be in a smaller market and not that big market of New York City where he was under the spotlight?
I mean, I don't really. I think me and Sam, I think when I walked in the building and just viewing him, I see like a new energy out of him, like like a glowing charisma that I didn't really see in New York. I don't really market, small market, big market. I don't really can't answer that 100%, but I can view a difference in him so far. So
And what are some of those differences besides the charisma?
I mean, you could just when a person like you can see like a glow on them, their energy, their aura. I can kind of view that when I walked in the building and just being around them.
All right, Joe Person and Will Palachik.
Hey, Robby, good to see you. On Sam, wonder if you think there's anything in this system, in Brady's system, that will be a better fit for him potentially than what you guys ran in New York.
I mean, it's definitely a completely different system. So I can't really like say like exactly what the difference are. I'm not gonna make no prediction or anything like that, but it's just different. I think the New York system was a little more complex and had a lot of nuances and things like that. That was like more difficult for everybody, not just him, not just me, like just all in all. But I think this system's a little bit more graspable.
And just a quick follow-up, Matt mentioned today hoping to get you guys kind of, especially you with Sam, getting vertical, that he thought, that as good as your season was last year, that maybe they did not get you vertical enough. Is that something you guys were pretty successful in New York, and are you excited to do more of that?
Yeah, I mean, when you look at it, my game in New York was like, more down the field and vertical, but I didn't have the intermediate opportunities. I think with if Coach Rule's expressing that, and then you mix that in with what I did last year, I think that's something to look forward to.
Robby, I know this is kind of hard to answer just before you get on the field together when you get pads and play a game, but how do you feel Sam might extend or even just flourish what might happen for you come this offseason, knowing that this is a contract year for you?
I think things like that is I don't think that's really in Sam's control. I think, things like that, like, I'm a believer in what's meant for you comes from God. So I don't feel like no man, no individual, like, controls, like, your destiny besides, like, the work you put in. And then, if that's what's meant, that's going to be, so. And then, that's management and people upstairs. That's their decision.
We'll go to Steven Toronto and Vincent Richardson, and then we'll start to finish up. So Steven, please, and then Vincent.
Hey, Robby, on the subject of the New York questions, you guys actually do play the Jets in week 1. I was wondering if you have that game circled on your calendar, and then also there have been a bunch of changes up in New York since you last played there with a new coaching staff, etc. So for the sake of the guys that who are still up there, did you have confidence or optimism that things will be different for them?
Well, for the Jets?
Yes.
I mean, I don't know. That's not really my concern, honestly. I play for the Carolina Panthers, so I mean, obviously things gonna be different for them. They have a new coach, new players, so I mean that's kind of like a telltale, but not really like my business.
Hey, Robby. Some of the coaches have talked about sort of your flexibility and your ability to play both in the slot and outside and how they can move you around to create some matchups along with the other guys.
Yeah.
Do you have much of a preference in terms of slot versus outside? And is there a different approach that you take between the two positions?
In the slot, it's like I get more jiggy. I could do all that. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like the slot is like, to me, I have more fun playing in the slot, for real, to be honest. Cause like when outside is cool and all, but I don't know. I like to get the ball in my hands and be able to make things happen. Outside I can obviously do that, but the slot is like, I don't know. I like both. I like playing receiver, but I just I like to make plays.
In terms of sort of getting vertical and stuff, does it make it easier to get vertical from the slot if you're not necessarily getting pressed as much, or does that not make much of a difference?
That's hard to say. It just depends on the coverage and things like that.
All right, looks like we got one more from Jonathan Alexander. We'll go there, and then let Robby be on his way. So, Jonathan, take it away.
Hey, Robby, hope you're doing well, man. Yeah, no problem. After last season, you of course you have best year of your career. What do you think you were able to either prove to yourself and others? How pleased were you with last year, and how do you build off that going forward?
You said, I'm sorry, what was it? I was kind of like loud in the back. I'm sorry.
Hey, my fault. I'm just wondering, after having the best season of your career, what do you think you were able to prove either to yourself or others? And then how do you build off last year?
Well, I think I was given more opportunity. I think in life, the more opportunity you get, you can either succeed or fail. So I just think I was given more opportunity. I was putting in work, chemistry, and just positive things. And I think just me as a person this year, the better I am as a person in life, you know what I'm saying? I feel like the better I be in every aspect. That's what I'm a big believer of that. So, you know, I just been, you know, just working on me and finding ways to get better and setting my goals and every day just, you know, working towards that and staying focused. So I think I'm a believer in, one thing I seen with me is whatever I put my mind to, I'm capable of doing. I just got to stay to it, you know. So, you know, my goal this year is to have a better year than last year, and I've been having a better offseason than last year. So I'm pretty sure that the results will come within that, you know.